Tunggu sekarang aku. Udah ada ini nggak? Ada notif buat ini nggak? Apa hostnya mulai mulai record udah nggak?
Udah.
Ada. Udah ya, mulai ya.
Eh,
Oke. Ini apa gitu ntar di itu ntar. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Miss Linda, and all you guys attending today. Thank you for being here. Welcome to today academic presentation session. My name is Muhammad Alian Saptranto, and I will serving as the moderator for this session. Today, we're listening an interesting presentation for our classmate. I hope everyone can pay close attention and participate actively. Before we begin, I'll introduce our discussing speaker from Group 3. The first one is Fadila Anissa, the second one is Muhammad Muzafarisuddin, third is Zuin Firdaus, and the last one is Afat Zandi. Without future delay, let us begin for our discussion. I would like to invite Fadila Anissa to deliver the first presentation of definition what is AI. The time is yours.
Okay, thank you, moderator Aldiansa. What is AI? Simply put, AI is a type of software of our computer that can do tasks that actually need humming thinking. It's a wide-ranging technology. Things like Google Assistant, Siri, and social media algorithms are all example of AI. AI has been around since the mind of 1900. In 1966, there was an AI called Eliza. It was a computer program that tried to have a conversation like a human. It wasn't very good, but it was still AI. At first, at first, people didn't think AI was very impressive because it couldn't really things like human. But in 1997, it says but called Deep Blue beat the world chess champion. That was when people realizes AI could do amazing things. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Fadila Anissa, for the informative presentation. Now we will continue with our next speaker, Muzaffar Izzuddin, to explain us about LLM. Time is yours. So, LLM or large language model might be a new term for many, but they represent the type of AI currently dominating the landscape, such as ChatGPT, Gemini, Pig, and Copilot. Essentially, the name describes its function, a large-scale model designed to mimic human language. Rather than covering every technical detail, it is sufficient to understand that when a prompt is received, the AI analyzes vast dataset to identify patterns and construct coherent text. This mechanism is analogous to predictive text feature found on smartphone keyboard. However, instead of merely predicting the next word, these models are capable of predicting an entire sentence and paragraph. While the technology is undeniable advance, it presents specific challenges that require further. Okay, thank you very much, Muzaffar Izzuddin, for the further presentation. Now we will continue with our next speaker, Zulfi Rose, to explain us about the main negative effect of AI. The time is yours.
Okay, the main negative effect of AI. Here are the three main negative effects that we were able to find. Uh, Environmental damage. Oh, it gives the illusion of learning and its proneness to misinformation and skill inflation. Well, explain what we mean by the last two when we get there. Uh, environmental damage. Fish its damage to the environment can be divided into two parts: its energy usage and its usage of freshwater. Energy usage. EA use absorb tons of energy. Just look and these two news source we have give OpenAI use approximately more power than New York and San Diego combined. Two of the large cities in the US, and that's just OpenAI. Who know how much is the total if you combine all EA companies together? This could raise the electricity bills in which EA data centers are located by a Krypton. Mm, Freshwater usage. You may be wondering how the hell does EA data centers use water? Well, if any of you own a PC or at least know about how to boil one, you will know that a lot of high-end gaming PC use water cooling, and AI data centers need a lot of power, so it use water cooling. How it works is that it takes the first water in which the data center is located, 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 use it to cool the PC, and then evaporates it into the air. This could take up the local fresh water in which the centers are located, depriving its local centers of fresh water. Okay, but like this is unlike temp temporary problems where sure you are right. You are realizing. In fact, many AI companies such as Microsoft have stated that they will resolve these issues by 2030. We them they actually will, because we don't they actually care, but at the very least the possibility of these issues being hands exists. So that way we want to get into the main negative effect, and that is its effect on use exclusively. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Firdaus, for the informative presentation. Now we will continue with our next speaker, Afazandi, to explain us about illusion of learning and misinformation and skill inflation. The time is yours.
Okay, so as previously told by my fellow presenter Zuin, it has bad effects on the environment. But what if we fix that? Well, we go to the other problems, which is the fact that AI gives the illusion of learning. What do we mean by this? You see, uh, our brains learn by receiving information, processing it, and understanding. to fully understand something, we actually have to process the information ourselves by connecting the information to previous information that we already had, comparing it, and thinking of it in a big picture. When we use these LLMs/AI to do our homework, to problem solve for us, essentially, we skip the processing part. And well, we basically skip the processing part and we don't actually understand the information that we received. It's like reading a book, reading a summary or a review of a book and then saying that you read it and understood it. That's not how it works. You actually have to experience and read the book yourself to actually understand it. You can't just read a summary and someone else's explanation to understand. That's not how you actually gain expertise on a subject. But what if we're not actually using it to process information for us? What if we use these LLMs as Google, like it's Google, for example, we were using it to simply gain information? That's another problem, which is misinformation. AI doesn't actually know what it's talking about. As Muzaffar explained before, it's merely predicting the text. It's merely predicting text. It doesn't actually understand the text that it's saying. It's not an expert. It's just basically a glorified summary, automatic summary of Google, basically. It doesn't actually know what it's talking about. That's basically why it's typically incorrect. Experts have said it, that roughly 20% of information given by AI are either made up or just falsely incorrect. That's why it's very bad to actually learn from AI itself, because it can typically be incorrect. Okay, but what if that problem is solved? What if AI is so advanced in the future that it actually knows what it's talking about? Well, that's the last problem, skill inflation. What do we mean by this? So, we already know that nowadays the job market is insanely tough. A few decades ago, just simply going to college guarantees you a job. Meanwhile, now, even if you're an undergraduate, you still struggle. Even ITB graduates struggle to find a job. If AI is so advanced, it knows what it's talking about, it's always right, that raises the bar exponentially higher, because now companies are going to ask, okay, what can you do that others can't do and AI can't do? That becomes a massive problem for people like us, that especially people from like people who aim to be journalists, because well, now they have AI to compete with. They don't have just people. That's basically the problems that we have found. Thank you. Cool.
Okay, thank you, Zandi, and thank you, Group 3, for the tour and for the presentation. The conclusion is, we're not saying AI does have issues, but absolutely does. It's just the way they're being utilized and the way they're advising very much has more negative than positive for us now. The conclude our presentation session today, I would like to thank the Group 3 for the excellent effort and presentation, and also the participant of their active involvement. I hope the session has been beneficial and has burned our knowledge. Thank you and have a great day. Thanks, guys.
Okay, thank you.
Oke, dan